Jumper. Commence countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
That was...
son of a dingus.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Hello and welcome to Transformers ToyCast, episode 19. I am TFG1Mike and I'm joined by General Tekno and Landbasered.
Hello.
Yes. When was the last episode we did? I don't even remember. I think I did it with Michael Wilson. Crap, I don't know.
I think that was it.
Yeah, no, it was... episodes 17 and 18 were... I don't think anybody really commented on it as far as the episode title, because it was 17 was No Transformers for You, and 18 was, again, No Transformers for You, in which I basically ripped off the soup Nazi from Seinfeld, where he goes, "No soup for you!"
This week will be.
That depends on what my remaining brain cells come up with.
Okay, 18 was you with Steve / Megatron.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. That's right. 17 was the one with Michael. Okay, yeah, that's right. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself over Mr. Landbase?
Well, there's not really that much to say. I have no idea what to say.
Well, just think of this as a live radio broadcast, and you better talk when we say talk, or else we're going to have dead air.
Dead air? That sounds exciting.
No. That's when we start getting hate mail from people. Why the hell is there... This is messed up, that's messed up, the audio's screwed up. Oh, shut up. It's not you people producing these things. Anyway, it's a topic for another show. I don't know. How long have you been a Transformers fan?
Well, I was a huge fan during the Beast Wars era, but like a lot of kids my age, when Beast Machines came out, did not get into that.
What?
Yeah, so I stopped being a fan between around Beast Machines, Robots in Disguise era, all the way until animated.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. The whole Robots in Disguise and then the Unicron trilogy, I do not even count those as canon. However, Beast Machines is awesome.
It is. Looking back on it, it was awesome, but I missed like 5 episodes in a row when I was a kid, and so the story was too complex to get back into.
Yeah, I suppose Beast Machines was like that. The only ones I missed the first 2 episodes of Season 2, and that was about it, but I loved Beast Machines myself. I didn't like all the toys, but I loved Beast Machines. I knew about RID that was coming, but I just lost interest after Beast Machines stopped airing. And then, yeah. Although I will argue with you, this is a discussion for another day, but I will say that the Armada Energon Cybertron era, say what you want about the fiction, but the toys, Cybertron has so many very good toys, and it's a testament to how good the toys are just in terms of how repainted they are nowadays.
Okay, now, when I say that the Unicron trilogy does not exist, I mean the cartoons. I'm not talking about the toys, because if we didn't have the Cybertron line, we wouldn't have half the BotCon toys that we have. I'm not saying anything bad about the Cybertron toy line. I'm saying those 3 cartoons do not exist to me whatsoever.
And I'm saying it doesn't, and that doesn't really matter in the end anyway, because it's a different continuity, so.
Yeah.
So I became a fan back in animated when it started out. I woke up one day, turned on the TV, whoa, Black Arachnia. I into Sandbase just because of that.
Cool.
I have a pretty big collection right to my right. Yeah. Most of the toys. I'm only missing 3. So yeah.
Which ones?
Cliff Jumper, Dirge, and Wreck-Gar.
Well, technically you're missing a few more, considering the ones that haven't been released yet. Hasbro, get off your asses.
Yeah,
don't tell Hasbro. Tell the retailers who don't want animated toys.
Well, somebody needs to blow up Sam, what's his name that owns Walmart. Anyways, so that point is mute.
I think
Oh,
he's dead, so.
Actually, I don't have them all. I don't have the Activator, Soundwave, or Fire Blast Grimlock, even though I did find them in a Walmart.
Really?
That's a shame. I actually, just the other day, I got an extra gray Shockwave because they had them up here in Canada at Walmart. They had I don't know if it was a misprint in the flyer or not because it wasn't in the computers, but they had animated Voyagers for $10 Canadian.
Cool.
So I picked up an extra an extra gray Shockwaves that I could have one in Shockwave mode and one in long arm mode. And this is on top of the purple one I have already, so.
Yes.
It's quite nice. I've got both on my Decepticon shelf now.
Cool.
And then I got some extra pieces for the, if anyone's seen my Twitter, they've seen that I've been working on and off on a TFA Ramjet custom. I got some of the forearms and other pieces off of the Starscream to transplant onto him. And he just needs some touch-ups, but looks really good.
Yeah. You never replied to my message about that picture, though.
I must have missed that message.
I said, to hell with that. Put the Mighty Mugs in an image, because
one.
The image that you showed right at the top of the image is you can see Megatron, Soundwave, and I believe Starscream.
Yeah,
I might have images on my TwitPic actually. So.
There really hasn't been going on a whole lot with me outside of the fact that I know this is probably going to sound really weird, but I wish Americans would run Chinese food restaurants. I know that's totally off the wall, but I've just had a completely bad experience with a Chinese food restaurant over the last 2 weeks.
Really?
I called them. Long story short, I called them. I said, "Do you all deliver?" Yes, there's a $15 minimum purchase. Fine. First time the delivery guy comes out, I fill out the slip. Wasn't going to put a tip because he was 15 minutes late. They told me it was going to take 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, fine. He didn't show up until 15 minutes after 40 minutes. So he then tells me that I must give him a tip. No. But I just gave him like $1. Should have gave him 50 cents, dumb bastard. Last night I ordered again. We have, and again the girl told me it would be 30, 40 minutes. Okay, fine. An hour passes. I call him back. Oh, it's Friday night. We are very, very busy, and we don't have time. When the guy got here, I go to open my door, hand him the money. Oh, I don't have time for driving all the way out here and blah, 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 blah. They even asked me to come pick it up. And I said to him on the phone, I said, I was trying my hardest not to curse the moron out. I said, look, the whole point of delivery is I don't drive. Moron. So, yeah, I've between that and the recording software not working properly, I've had a pretty shitty end of the week. It was really nice out today. Here in Kentucky, so that I guess that's an upshot. I guess we're going to get right into the toys before I start rambling more. Tekno, why don't you start? What are you going to be talking about?
Well, it goes back to Thursday when I went out to do a toy hunt, and then on the same day I saw the first reports of Human Alliance skids being sighted in town. So I kept my eye out on that. And as luck would have it, I go to Walmart. I don't see one, but then I notice out of the corner of my eye an unopened box, like just on the pallet of Walmart boxes they have in the middle of the aisle. And sure enough, it's a Human Alliance box, and there's a skids in there. So I got Human Alliance skids, and let me tell you, Bumblebee, I have to say, Bumblebee was a really good toy, really close to perfection. Sideswipe, as we all know, I mentioned him. He was a bit of a disappointment in terms of just the backpack, for instance, and posability. But Skids is a return to form for the Human Alliance line. He is a very, very nice figure. Is there anything in particular you want to know about him, or?
What Human Alliance figure comes with him?
Well, Skids comes with 2 figures, actually, because since he's a compact car and all the Human Alliance figures are in scale, which is a great thing about the line, he's a bit smaller in terms of his plastic, so Hasbro decided to pack in an extra thing. He's got Michaela with him, and he also comes with a very weird mishmash of Chromia and RC. I say weird mishmash because the figure is labeled as RC in the box, it's colored red like RC, but and it has RC's alternate mode, like it's RC's motorcycle it turns into, but the robot mode is clearly Chromia's robot mode.
Ah.
But yeah, it's a nice little bonus, though. As it transforms, it makes up for the difference in plastic, and it gives you another in-scale Human Alliance figure. So with that in mind, there's no real complaints about that, because Skids just blows them out of the park.
Yeah.
Now,
How
yeah.
is Michaela?
What about...
Create some scenes like her detailing a motorcycle.
I haven't done that. I think she's wearing too many clothes in order to do that scene reenactment properly. Customize her, because they've got her wearing her jacket and pants from the final scene. And also, this is just unfortunate observation. She's got less cleavage than the real Megan Fox.
Oh, bro, come on.
Although she doesn't have the injected lips that Megan Fox has nowadays, which is a plus.
Oh.
Well, you know, less cleavage is probably good for Hasbro because...
Yes, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Maybe Takara's will have more, who knows.
Yeah,
they
maybe...
They did that Junko figure that's barely wearing anything and Kiss Players, so...
Maybe Takara will give her chrome tits.
Although, yeah, she's not the best Human Alliance figures, but for the characters, I still think Sam is the best out of all the Human Alliance humans. But she's light years ahead of Epps, a.k.a. Mr. I've got crazy eyes and legs that are too long.
And I don't know what else to wear other than my army fatigues.
Well, that I don't mind as much because it's supposed to be like from the scene at the beginning of the movie going off the box, because it's got the Shanghai stuff. So him and his military fatigues I don't mind. But, yeah. And then meanwhile, with RC, with the Human Alliance Arcemia, or should I say Chrome-C, I'm not sure. But anyway, I have to say this figure, the motorcycle mode is passable. Michaela can ride it, which is neat. But my biggest, and the actual transformation isn't that bad. But I do have a few pet peeves about it. First of all, the arm posability is kind of limited. She's got no elbow joint in her gun arm. And that really hurts the posability a lot. And the second thing is that she's got, well, she could use a lot more paint. Her face could use more paint. Because there's a lot of detail there, but it's very obscured by the lack of paint. And then the third thing is she doesn't stand very well. Even though rather than have a stand, they molded a piece on that flips out, under the wheel for her to be able to stand in robot mode. It isn't all that stable because it's not completely flat. It's either not completely flat or it's because of the gun arm's weight, but she tends to tip over a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's probably more due to the gun arm, actually. But Skids himself, Skids is a very good figure. Do you guys have any particular points you want me to cover on Skids, or?
I don't think so. I mean, he's pretty much the same as all his other versions, right? I mean, there really isn't outside of size difference. There really isn't that much difference between the HA Skids to the deluxe version, right?
Actually, a size difference is one of the things where there's not very much of a difference. He's actually only slightly taller than the deluxe. That's actually in keeping with the fact that he's in scale with the other Human Alliance figures. So he's actually really short compared to the others, and he's just barely taller than the deluxe. But in terms of robot mode is very different than the deluxe Skids. It blows it away in quality. The transformation is completely different than the other one. Like, for instance, as has been mentioned before in other reviews, whereas the first one, the arms come out of the... Yeah, on the first one, the arms come out of the back, and the legs are formed from the front. But on the Human Alliance one, it's the reverse. The arms come out of the arms have the seats on them, and they come out of the front, but the legs come out of the back. And the leg transformation is really cool. And unlike the deluxe Skids, his joints are tight enough on the legs that even though they're similar joints, they're tight enough that he can actually stand without tipping over, without his knees bending and him tipping over. Like the first one does a lot, unless you balance him just right.
Yeah.
The head sculpt on Skids and the chest are probably the best parts about him. The chest is pretty much bang on. They fake the grill on the chest, but Like there's a second grill there, unlike the deluxe, but it's really dead on to the animation model. The head is really, really nice. It's got the gold tooth. It's got the light. It's got gray and green there. And even neater as a bonus is when you press down on the top of the head, the mouth opens and closes, so you can puppet him. And they did that to make up for the lack of battle mask, I guess.
Cool.
And I'm looking forward to Mudflap because they'll probably have the same thing. But what I really like about that, though, is the big problem I have with this head sculpt is it's really hard to see where the mouth is on Skids' head design.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to, but when you actually are able to open and close the mouth, it makes him look a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you can go, oh, okay, I can see where his jaw is now.
Ah, cool.
That is definitely a plus.
Yes, the jaw's a bit of a different color too, but I mean, when you actually can open and close the mouth, though, it makes a world of difference in terms of just your thoughts on the figure. The biggest inaccuracy in his robot mode, like a lot of the Human Alliance figures, he's got a backpack. However, Bumblebee's backpack was not very much. Sideswipes was massive and unwieldy. Skids has a decent-sized backpack, but it works for the character because in the movie he's got a lot of bulk to him, and it actually folds up really well and along the body, so it adds quite a bit. It looks just fine. The only real complaint about it is that the doors, that as people have noticed in some of the stock photos, the doors are sticking out, like on all the other Human Alliance, like on Human Alliance Bumblebee, for instance, and Mudflap. But his door wings, that's not actually how you transform them. You can actually fold the doors pretty far to the back, so they just become part of his backpack, and they don't really get in the way of anything in terms of aesthetics. It's a bit movie inaccurate, but he needed to have the doors for the vehicle mode, and really they did as good a job with them as they could have done, considering that they needed to have intact doors to open and close.
Right. Yeah, again, I'm really not, people have heard me say this before, and I will continue to say this. I am just not sold on the movie aesthetic at all whatsoever. I was at Walmart, I was at Target the other day. I was picking up my my X-Men 1992 Volume 3 and Volume 4 DVDs, and I always, whenever I'm in my local Walmart or Target, which basically sit right next to each other, so it's kind of convenient, so you don't have to walk 6 blocks. It's like right across the street from each other. So whenever I'm in there, I always go to the toy aisle just to see what it looks like. I really don't go to buy anything because obviously Animated is technically over. And the Revenge of the Fallen shelf was pretty much barren. I mean,
the toys are selling really well. I've seen they were just restocked recently at the Walmart I go to, but I've seen a lot of stuff. There's a lot of shelf-warming stuff at some stores, mind you, but at Walmart it's going pretty quick.
Yeah, the only thing shelf-warming at that Target is and I know you're going to hate me for this, Tekno, but that bastard atomic lug nut is shelf-warming for about 6 figures. I believe it was it a I think it was a Voyager.
He's a Voyager.
The Voyager lug nut. There was about 6 of those there. There was 2 Cybertronian mode Megatrons. Actually, I found a few deluxe though for TFA. I found Lockdown, I found a Jazz, and I found 2 Black Arachnias actually. But I didn't pick them up because I don't want those figures anyway. But
right.
I think it's about time Hasbro, considering what Target looked like, and I don't know if it's the fact that they're just selling out, or if they're actually clearing shelf space for a new line. Because I mean, hell, look, we're already in October. 2010 is only 3.5 months away, so I think Hasbro needs to come out with that new toy line pretty damn soon.
I don't know. The movie stuff is selling really well, so the stores are going to order more movie stuff. And as we know, they're kind of doing a bit of a fusion of universe and movie by doing a whole bunch of updates of G1 characters with a more movie-style aesthetic. So that's going to obviously appeal to 2 groups. It's going to appeal to the all the kids who like the movie toys and want more. And it's also going to appeal to the G1 fans who will go, oh man, I remember when I had this toy, like Kia with the stolen Chinese bludgeon, which he just got, of which I'm envious.
Well, we don't really endorse stolen Chinese stuff on this show, but okay.
I'm not specifically endorsing it.
No, I know. I know. I mean, we all know it happens, but yeah. So I guess, do you have any final thoughts on yes?
I've got a few more comments actually, just on his weapons, because I didn't actually mention that.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the Human Alliance weapons. He's got two. He's got the his above the shoulder weapon, or in Skids' case above the head. He's got a little Gatling Tommy gun style Gatling gun that folds out, and Michaela can wield it. And the Gatling gun is actually very awesome, especially when you consider his gangster MC Paddington persona. It fits his character incredibly well with that in mind. If you roleplay him like Vangelis's portrayal of Skids before we knew that was what Skids was actually going to be like in the movie.
Right.
And the other one is on his right arm, I guess. He's got the oversized right arm with a giant missile launcher on it. And the missile launcher, Michaela can sit in the seat to operate it. But this is just a really weird observation that Pion first made in his video review. And because of that, it's been etched into my brain. Because of it, where the way Michaela sits and the way the missile goes in, the missile runs in there's a little groove on the seat that lets the missile slide into the launcher. And it just so happens that said groove
runs between her legs.
Yes, and it finishes just about the right area for.
Yeah.
And so the missile in and out.
Oh, okay. We can stop right there. So
I've already taken some pictures that I probably wouldn't have normally taken on my Twit pic.
Oh my God. Okay. So, Landbasered, who are you going to be talking about?
Transformers Animated Swindle, I think.
Cool.
It's not the newest one I got. The newest one I got was Activator's Megatron, but I've been fiddling around with this one recently.
Cool. What do you like? Which mode do you like best, the robot or the alt mode?
With Swindle, what happened was I couldn't get his arm to work right because it kept falling off.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have been having that problem too. So I was keeping it in vehicle mode for a lot, but then I decided to just use some super glue on the arm, and as Vangelis would tell you, that is not a good idea on this toy.
Yeah.
So it was stuck in robot mode for the longest time because it was actually stuck with the glue.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, I took it off, so I'll keep it in robot mode for now. I can actually transform it back again. But it's just such a pain to even move that arm now.
Oh, he's a very, very good figure in my mind. He's one of Wyatt's favorite characters, and there was a lot of G1 homageness put in the design, and it shows they kind of knew that they wanted to do a really good figure of him when they did him, because he's awesome.
Yep. What else do you like about him, Brian?
The light piping pupils, obviously, all of the weaponry, the fact that the bullet actually changes color, all kinds of stuff about him is great.
Yeah.
Except the Decepticon logo they decided to slap really large on the hood, and now it's split in half his arms.
Yes, that's my biggest pet peeve with Swindle as well, to be honest. I repro-labeled the Decepticon symbol that goes on his chest. This was well before we found out that Repro Labels was doing a set. I did this back in, I guess it would have been back in March or April that I did some touch-ups on it. I did some touch-ups on mine, but I mean, yeah, the biggest eyesore, I will agree, is the big Decepticon symbol on his hood.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it's purple and white, unlike most of the animated figures. I love the fact that they did a traditional one, because that was my biggest pet peeve with the line, but they put it in the wrong spot.
The worst spot. I have a silver Decepticon logo on his chest, when it's not a Gatling gun. But, yeah, I'm planning to get the rubber label set for him, obviously.
Yeah. I have seen, not recently, but when animated was still popular before the Revenge of the Fallen line came out, I saw Swindle at Walmart several times, and I actually resisted it because I saw a couple of pictures where Swindle is another one of those midget animated figures. He's another midget deluxe, kind of like Soundwave. That's just my opinion. You know, if people want to disagree, agree, whatever. Soundwave and Swindle are both very, very short for being deluxes.
Yes, but by the same token in the show, he's not much taller than Bumblebee.
Yeah, see, here's the thing about Swindle that really got me off. Just a few weeks ago, I actually put him onto a different shelf because of this. But I had him on the same shelf with Soundwave because I believe it was the first episode he appeared in, SUV, Society of Ultimate Villainy or whatever.
Yep.
He looks huge compared to Bumblebee when he has the gun pointed at him, and I don't think they compared him to anyone else in that scene. So I thought he was supposed to be that big, so he would go on the same shelf with Lugnut, Soundwave, and the Activators.
Yeah.
But then I watched Decepticon Air again, and I was like, whoa! So I had to put him on the same shelf with Blitzwing and Megatron.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that they did a nice job with the gun, with the whatever his gun's called. I know there's a certain name for it. I just can't think of it.
Scatter Blaster.
Yeah.
That's not great here, so.
I think that was really cool. And again, obviously the G1 homage with the colors and everything else. And I would have to look this up, and I probably will before the next episode of ToyCast. I don't remember who Swindle's voice actor was in G1, but I think Fred Willard was a nice update to Swindle's voice.
Especially with the Ron Popeil thing going on.
With the what?
Ron Popeil, I think, impression. He tried to do it just
Oh, okay.
like, how much would you pay for it now?
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
he did a very good job. And to answer your question, since I just looked this up now, it was Johnny Hamer who voiced Swindle in the G1 cartoon.
I mean, I have because I've watched the SUV episode and the Decepticon Air episode a while ago, but comparing the voice between animated and the G1, they're not similar, but it's close as far as personality. But as far as the way it sounds, obviously they're not similar at all. But as far as Swindle's personality, both of them are just awesome.
Right. Interesting. Swindle's G1 voice actor was apparently was on MASH apparently.
Oh, cool.
He played hot-headed supply sergeant Zelmo Zale.
Oh.
I've barely seen any MASH, so I don't know the characters that well, other than Hawkeye. So.
Yeah, Hawkeye's the only one I remember either. So, all right. Well, I think we're going to take a break, and then I'm going to come back. Oh, did you have any final thoughts, Brian, on Swindle?
I think Swindle's a great toy, except for his shoulders. If it wasn't for the fact that his arms are virtually imposable, then it would probably be my favorite. But right now, it's my least favorite, and that's why I picked it out today.
Uh-huh. All right, well, we will be right back, and I will be talking about my pick this week. So we'll be right back.
Check out my new Micromancer Hot Rod Patrol.
Autobot Construction Patrol, destroy the bridge! Micromancer Patrol, sold in packs of 4.
And we are back, and I am going to be, because, you know, as I've said in the last 2 episodes of this show, I'm the boss, I can do whatever the hell I want to. Actually, I'm talking about something Transformers this time. It's not a thermos or a lunchbox or I don't even remember what the hell I talked about in 17. Oh, I talked about DC superheroes in 17. I am going to be talking about the Target exclusive Optimus Prime transforming DVD case. This is easily the worst piece of Transformers merchandise ever. And that's barring any of the horrible Beast Machines toys or this is the worst piece of Transformers merchandise ever. First of all, you take his legs out and he basically looks like he's bow-legged. The feet on mine do not stay in place to where you can actually stand him up. He won't stand up at all. I think the best thing about this figure is his arms. They look really cool. His face is basically fucked up. And no, I don't want any give me your face damn jokes. I mean, it's almost like his eyes are non-existent. I mean, they're painted. I don't even know if this is paint or whatever this plastic is. They're painted gray. I honestly don't know. And this is the one from the first movie, I should say. And actually, until I opened this, and I didn't really notice on the actual box that it comes in, I thought this was just the 1-disc edition. It's not. It's the 2-disc edition DVD set in a transformable Optimus Prime case. This is not a piece of Transformers merchandise that I want to keep. So, first person to email me at tftoycast@gmail.com with their address, I will send this to them if they want it, because, yeah, this is just a complete piece of shit thing.
Well, speaking of DVDs, maybe it's time we could do a bit of discussion just on the actual DVD releases of the movie, given that it's coming up and everyone's got different exclusives. What exclusives is everyone planning on getting and why?
I don't even know what exclusives are out for Revenge of the Fallen. I found the pre-order on my Columbia House account for the 2-disc edition, and that's probably all I'm going to get is just a generic 2-disc edition, because unless it's going to come, unless someone has an exclusive with maybe like not really trading cards, but like maybe collector card, like postcard type of things or something, I will never buy something like this ever again. As far as a transformable DVD case, this is the worst fucking idea ever.
You might be interested in Best Buy's exclusive. What they're doing is, there's actually 3 exclusives that I know about. One of them I don't think is in the U.S. because it's a Canadian retailer. Mm-hmm. But the exclusives I know about, there's Future Shop in Canada. They do steelbook cases for most of their DVD exclusives.
Yeah, that's like FYE and Best Buy here.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess it's pretty much the same, but the steelbook cases are really nice generally. Best Buy is doing a pack-in with a mini bust of Optimus Prime's head. It looks pretty cool, and I am intrigued by that, and I was going to get that one, but now I'm conflicted because Walmart announced theirs, and they're including IMAX footage with theirs.
See, I could care less about that, though. I mean, just me personally, the only time I have ever been to IMAX was that one movie that they did way back when called Everest a few years ago. And I don't see movies in IMAX. I understand IMAX is the theatrical version of like Blu-ray or HD or whatever, but that has no meaning for me whatsoever as far as a DVD coming with IMAX footage. But that's just me.
Well, to be fair, IMAX only really matters if they shoot. I mean, it looks really nice blown up, but it only goes from nice to phenomenal if they used IMAX cameras for some of the movie, like they did with Revenge of the Fallen. There's a few scenes. It's actually most of the scenes with IMAX cameras, come to think, are actually CGI. Like, for instance, most of the forest battle is in IMAX, is also done in IMAX, for instance. And it just opens up just for those scenes, the rest of it in widescreen, then all of a sudden, just in the next shot, the top and bottom bars will be gone. It'll be full. It'll be really clear. And there's a few points where you have a 1-to-1 ratio Optimus Prime height-wise on an IMAX screen. So it's pretty darn impressive. And as someone who likes being able to look at the videos, see screenshots and all that kind of stuff, that's really intriguing me to get that IMAX version just for the IMAX footage. Although I could always probably download it after it comes out. So.
Yeah.
That's a great thing about the internet. You can download anything.
Yeah. If anybody wants a copy of Superman, Batman, Public Enemies, I have that on my computer.
I thought you weren't trying to endorse stolen Chinese stuff.
That wasn't stolen Chinese stuff. That was me ripping it off the DVD.
And here I was trying to tread on the water, and here I was trying to be very careful in treading with regards to endorsing downloading chunks of a movie. So.
Oh no! This is not chunks of a movie. This is the entire movie that I ripped from the DVD. This is not chunks. This is not YouTube crap quality. This is the standard definite. Yeah, but anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch that though. I've got the Blu-ray sitting in its package still, and I need to find time to crack it open. Although I've got 2 other things in my viewing queue for movies still. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at this Best Buy exclusive thing for Revenge of the Fallen. No.
No.
No. No, it's just not. Now, if there was like a movie version, like you know how Diamond did that Matrix of Leadership, if there was like a movie version bust of that instead of Optimus Prime's head, that would be cool. But
that would be really cool, actually. I'd love to have a movie version Matrix. I love that design.
yeah, that would be cool. But I mean, there's so many things with Optimus Prime's head on them as far as the movie line goes. There's the helmets. There's what is it? USB hubs or something or other. I don't know. There's just so many things with Optimus Prime's head. I'm again with being not liking the movie line. I'm just sick of all this crap. Give him his head back, you morons. I wonder
someone
if
took his face.
no, someone took his head.
His entire head, and then cloned it repeatedly, and then sold them all.
Yes, in different colors.
So that means that you've got headmasters.
Oh boy! Oh wow! Wow, that's a horrible
I wonder if
reference.
it fits on Fort Max, actually. That's actually... I want someone to get this now. Someone, if anyone's listening has a Fort Max, please send me pictures of this Best Buy exclusive head and see if the head fits on a Fort Max convincingly. I'm curious to see this now.
Convincingly being the main word.
I'm looking at Target.com. They don't have really any like exclusive type deals as far as Revenge of the Fallen DVD goes.
There's another exclusive I actually just remembered. I don't know who has it, but you're not going to like this, though, and you're definitely not going to want it because it's the same thing as the Prime case, only it's Bumblebee instead.
Oh, good lord.
And it's with his battle mask, too, so...
Does it actually make a shape resembling a car, or is it just...
No, it turns into a case.
Ah.
It's not like the trans-scanning Bumblebee, who I should talk about in a future episode, because that one does turn into a car.
I don't know. There is something that says only at Target, but I'm not... Oh, I know what that is.
What?
It's not exclusive here. I had looked up Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, and what they did was the first listing is Transformers and Transformers Revenge of the Fallen 2 discs. They basically combine both movies. Here is the DVD only at Target, $26.99. Let's see.
Actually, looking at the picture of the Bumblebee case, the actual Foldo robot mode looks really good.
Does it have a cannon, or does it actually have two hands?
2 hands.
Ah. See, it's already better than some of the toys.
I've just posted the image link there.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty decent.
Yeah, overall, I like Steelbook stuff. Because I have the Steelbook edition of Iron Man. I do want to get the Steelbook edition of The Dark Knight. I did not. Even though I have the Dark Knight 2-disc edition, I want the Steelbook because it looks much, much cooler. Actually, I wish that they would do Steelbook editions for all of the movies that I like, but I know that's not going to happen, unfortunately. But
I might have to get another version of that, The Dark Knight, if only because I do want the Blu-ray version at some point. Since once Watchmen came out, I started migrating my collection of switching up my collections. That anything that I buy now that's available in Blu-ray, I get in Blu-ray.
Yeah, until I get a PS3 or an actual Blu-ray player, I'm not migrating to Blu-ray whatsoever. It's just an unnecessary expense that I mean, I can justify paying whatever it is. I think I paid, including shipping, which was, I got it overnight shipped, I paid $31.78 for my 2-disc edition Superman Batman with exclusive figure from Best Buy. But that was including overnight shipping, though, so that's like an additional $25. Mm-hmm. So the actual price on it was, I believe it was $18.99, which is not bad for a 2-disc edition, especially with an exclusive figure. I can justify paying that for a regular DVD. I'm not doing $24-$25.99 for a Blu-ray disc. I'm sorry, I'm just not. And I think that, and I know this really isn't Transformers toy related, so if people that are listening to this are like, why the hell aren't they talking about toys? The toy discussion is pretty much over. I honestly think Blu-ray is about to kick DVD's ass. Because every time I see a Disney commercial for any of their movies, they always advertise Disney Blu-ray first before they say Disney DVD.
Just like back when DVD was coming out, it was always Disney DVD.
And VHS.
Well, yes, Blu-ray, I think that physical media is on its way out in a few years, to be honest. But I will say that Blu-ray is absolutely gorgeous. I run them through my desktop. I got a Blu-ray player for my computer, but I got one at a decent price. But it looks gorgeous. Stuff looks gorgeous. Like, for instance, Venture Brothers Season 3 looks amazing in high def.
Yeah. Again, it's just cost. I mean, I don't even know what a Blu-ray drive would even cost for my computer. I don't even know if my computer would even be able to handle it.
Yes, that's the question. Mine was no problem.
So, I mean, I'm just going to hold out for a PS3. That would be the easiest way for me to get a Blu-ray player.
Yes.
And I can just go to one of my local game stores that will sell one to me, not used, but in good condition. I mean, the stores around here aren't going to sell me a lemon PS3, thank God.
Yeah, the PlayStation 3. This is what's with that price cut that Sony's done. I think the PlayStation 3 is probably the best value for money Blu-ray player that you can get.
Oh yeah.
Because of all that it can do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't have one. If it weren't for the fact that I bought something for my computer, I would have bought and if it weren't for the fact that I was trying to rig up a home theater system unsuccessfully with my old desktop and a Blu-ray, the TV doesn't support it, but I would have gotten a PS3.
Yeah, yeah. So again, this transforming DVD case, this is just a complete piece of shit. If anybody wants it for free, I won't even charge people shipping. Just email me at TFToyCast with your address. I will just send it out to you. If you don't want it, fine. It doesn't really matter. It's just going to go back in the other room in, some box. But now that I bring this thing back out, I'm like, why the hell did I waste money on this piece of crap?
I think the main question is, would it be worth paying shipping for it?
No, because I'd ship it the most inexpensive way, which probably would only cost me $2.
Good thing you don't live in Canada. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, I will never live up there, and the free healthcare only applies to people that are born there. Bastards.
It doesn't apply to citizenship?
I don't think so. Somebody told me it only applied to people that are actually born in the country.
That seems odd.
I will ask my buddy Mike, who is also from Canada, who is going to be recording with me in about 45 minutes on M-Wire.
Yeah, I'm curious. I thought that it did apply. I know some people.
I don't know.
Who's American who's of American by birth that I assume has health care. But
okay. I think we're gonna end this because it's going into a rat hole. Because I'm really not paying attention. I just looked at an email Facebook update status. Somebody commented on a post of mine on Facebook, so I have to go deal with that.
It's a top priority, isn't it?
No, it's not. But just it's my buddy Michael Wilson who also goes with me. He says, I have a face for radio, so I need to figure out what post he's commenting on, because I have now started... I am not going to be a, up-to-date YouTube person. Up until about yesterday, I have just been a YouTube watcher, but with this new cell phone that I have, it takes video fairly easily, and I can just sync it to my computer. And I've just uploaded a couple of 7-second videos. I'm actually going to get a new webcam tomorrow or Monday, and I might just start, it'll be more of a blog or a vlog or whatever. It really isn't going to be. Right. I'm not going to be the next Pia. I don't want to be.
No, that would be expensive. Outside of that, but I mean, as far as being a toy reviewer, that's not what I'm going for here. I'm going for more of a comedy aspect of it. Mm-hmm. And they're probably going to be few and far between. I don't know. It just depends on how I feel about doing it. I will definitely be doing videos like,
hey, look what I got, today, or whatever. Oops, that's my alarm, in case I fell asleep later. Alright, so this has been pretty much a horrible, horrible train wreck, and I am going to end this pretty quick. Let me just pull up the outro. Tekno, do you have anything you want to promote before I go into the outro so I don't cut you off like I did last time?
I'm just going to promote a webcomic. I just went to a sci-fi convention today in town, and I want to cross-promote a webcomic because the artist was very nice. It's called WereGeek, www.weregeek.com.
Now, you mean WereGeek as in W-E-R-E geek? As in like werewolf geek? Okay.
Yes. It's like a D&D type comic with just that type of thing, like role-playing D&D sort of thing.
Okay. And Landbasered, just want to thank you for coming on. What'd you say? Couldn't hear you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Ah, there you go. See, you need to speak up.
Okay.
Alright, so do we have anything else we want to say before I go into this outro here of ours?
It's upgrade time.
Relax, kiddo. This won't hurt a bit. Thank you for joining us here on Transformers ToyCast. There are several ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. The first is that you can visit www.geekcastradio.com and find all the other GCRN podcasts there. The second is you can stop by PredaconEmpire.com/CafeSpark. Those are our forums. The third is you can leave the show feedback on iTunes. I actually haven't checked the iTunes feedback for this show in a while. I'm going to have to do that after I finish this. The fourth is you can visit the www.earth-2.net forums and find our threads for the shows in the self-promotion section. And the fifth is the email address, which is tftoycast@gmail.com. We now have a voicemail line. Call us and leave us your thoughts on each episode of each podcast. Be sure to say which show you're leaving the message for and, give us your name, name, screen name, whatever you want to use. The number is 502-526-5821. You can follow us on Twitter. The show name there is TF ToyCast. Mine is TFG1Mike. And what are your all's Twitters? Brian, you can go first.
Landbasered.
And Tekno?
General Tekno.
That's right. It's with a K-N-O.
And no underscore.
Yes, no underscore. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Transformers ToyCast, and which you'll join us next time. For now, I am TFG1Mike with... And... and who else?
General Tekno.
And in the immortal words of Optimus Prime, Autobots transform and roll out. And thank you for listening. Until next time.
Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. I see a new episode of ToonCast coming this week.